Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please give a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just reach out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. The Memphis Grizzlies set a franchise record last night, scoring 155 points in a win versus the Toronto Raptors. Rookie big Zach Edey had an impactful game totaling 21 points, 16 rebounds, and 2 blocks, and I wanted to take a look, so let's get into the film. Alright, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, make sure to take your shoes off before you come to the house. And Grizzlies rookie big Zach Edey had a great game, again with 21 points, 16 rebounds, and 2 blocks. He had 9 offensive rebounds in his game. And a lot of the questions coming out with Zach Edey out of college is, what else can he do other than post up? Can he guard any other position? Or, can he even guard fives? Like, the NBA is predicated on movement and 5-out offense and shooting threes. And in that case, he's an anomaly because he's a big guy that is going to get a lot of post touches, especially in college. The offense was ran through him, and he wasn't a guy that was moving particularly well out there in college, so people didn't know how that was going to translate. But the Grizzlies and Zach Edey have done a great job of making his game translate. He's been moving so much better than I've seen in college, and he's shooting 45% from 3 now. Don't take that as he's a sniper. He's only shooting 1 per game. He was 1 for 5 in this game. This is the one he did hit. It's just great to see him. Like, the Grizzlies are the highest scoring offense in the NBA, right? They average the most points. If Zach Edey was unable to at least be out on the 3-point line, be willing to be out on the 3-point line and try to run this 5-out system that the Grizzlies have. They have so many guys that can put the ball on the floor. Everybody can drive and do different things on the basketball court. So with Zach Edey being able to play out here and just at least take some threes, it just opens up their offense. And here he is, the first one. And Edey showed a lot of high IQ plays in this game. This one, he was put in a tough position in the corner and picked up his dribble, trying to find somebody to cut. But the Grizzlies always do a nice job of moving without the ball. You got Desmond Bane right here. He's going to cut across RJ Barrett's face. Edey with a nice pass, finds for the layup. And on the season, Edey is averaging 11 points, 8 rebounds, and a block. He's shooting about 60% from the field and 45% from 3, like I said, but again, on only 1 attempt. And he is a really good fit with this Grizzlies team because, one, it allows them to play with these ultra big lineups. They have Jaren Jackson at the 4, which is a mismatch problem for a lot of teams in the NBA. They have him, they have J Huff who can come off the bench, they have Santi Aldama, they have Brandon Clark. I've seen Brandon Clark, J Huff, and Jaren Jackson play on the court at the same time. Then they have Jake LaRavia out there who's about 6'7", 6'8". So this is a really big Grizzlies team, and a lot of majority of their players can make things happen off the dribble. But one thing I like is that Zach Edey, how he's moving off the ball. Again, he can't be a guy that just stands in the post and stands in the paint. What he does on this play, right? He seals the first time, right? Probably should have gotten the ball. They could have just threw it up. That's fine, right? They move to the opposite side, and then he goes to the opposite side. And a reason why he can't just stay in the paint, and he needs to be show some movement skills, which he has in his rookie season, is because he has one of the best drivers in the game of basketball, Ja Morant, right? He can't just sit in the paint because that clogs the paint up for Ja Morant. But if he's able to move at certain times, and if he's able to understand the offense and what it needs at particular points in the game on a drive, if he's not clogging up this paint and his man is not respecting him, that allows him to cut. Zach Edey averages 3.47 cuts per 75 possessions. That's in the 95th percentile. And his off-ball movement allows Ja Morant to drive and find him for the dunk. Alright, so the Grizzlies use stagger action for Desmond Bane on the sidelines. Out of bounds play, you got Jaren Jackson. He's going to set this first screen, and Zach Edey's going to eventually set this second screen for Desmond Bane, and he's going to come out over here to receive the ball. You see Zach Edey facing the ball right now, but Ja Morant's like, no, go screen for Desmond Bane. So he turns around. You see the first screen set by Jaren Jackson. Zach Edey's preparing to set this screen, but there's nobody to screen. RJ Barrett goes over top of this screen, and Kelly Olynyk is focused on Desmond Bane coming over here. So what that means is Zach Edey is open to slip to the basket. He does that. Ja Morant puts it right there. And what I do like is that Zach Edey still gets his chance to post up, but it's not, of course, it's not like in college where every play, they're scheming up something or they're running something for Zach Edey to post up. His post-ups are natural in this offense, and the Grizzlies have no problem getting him the ball. So here on the side pick and roll, we got shake action by the Grizzlies. Shake action is just when there's a pick and roll, and then you have a roll man, and then you have somebody lifting up from the corner, right? So this puts a lot of pressure on this tag man right here. So in shake action, a lot of times you're trying to create a 2-on-1 off the pick and roll. You have this guy right here, this tag man. He has to make a decision, right? Is he gonna go over here to stop this layup from Zach Edey, or is he gonna come out here on Luke Kennard, who's a great shooter, as he lifts up? Either one he chooses, the Grizzlies pick the opposite. So if he comes over here, the pass to Zach Edey's open. If he comes right here, the pass to Luke Kennard's open. And this is going to be really effective because Zach Edey is a really effective screener because of his big body, right? So here on Davion Mitchell, is giving up what, 150 pounds and a feet of height right now. He crushes Davion Mitchell on that screen, but then it just turns to a post-up. Zach Edey gets the ball in perfect position in that right hand hook. And as you would expect, Zach Edey is an absolute monster on the offensive glass. He is 5th in the NBA in offensive rebounds per game, and of his 16 rebounds in this game, 9 of those were offensive. And he just does a nice job getting deep position and just boxing out his man. There's not a lot of guys that can mess with a Zach Edey box out, and it doesn't matter how many people are going for the rebound. Zach Edey swallows his rebound and goes back up. And of course, at his size, coupled with the improvement in movement skills we've seen from Zach Edey, of course he's going to be an effective rim protector. So here he is right there in the corner. He's coming from the corner in transition, and the Toronto Raptors like to run with the young team that they have. You got Grady Dick right here coming in the middle of the paint, and he's gonna get a pass from Scotty Barnes. Zach Edey comes all the way from the corner to contest this shot, and it leads to a transition 3 for the Grizzlies. And something I noticed in this game watching is that Zach Edey like draws a ton of attention on the floor with Ja Morant and Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson. When Zach Edey has the ball in the paint and has good position, and that's where this all starts with. Zach Edey is adept at getting good positioning. He's not gonna set up shop a lot of times right here outside the basket. He's gonna put his shoulder into the guy, right? Just like he does right there. Puts his shoulder in Kelly Olynyk, drives him under the basket. Now, watch how many Raptors come to him. You got 3 Raptors in the paint with Zach Edey, on the court with Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, and Desmond Bane. And he passes out to Ja Morant. He should have just shot this, but it gives it to Desmond Bane. He doesn't have a shot. Ja Morant finally shoots it. He doesn't make it, but then again, offensive rebounding. He still has position, right? He comes out of the paint for a second, has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and then as he sees Ja Morant about to shoot, there's nothing Kelly Olynyk can do, and it's an easy putback. And here Edey does a nice job of moving towards the offensive rebound, seeing where Ja Morant was going right there, moving to the opposite block, or not the opposite block, but to the opposite side of the rim, gets the offensive rebound, actually chases this one, and it turns into a post up, and he finishes with the left hand hook. And here you got the 2 rookies playing some good defense. Jalen Wills does a nice job walling up Grady Dick, and Zach Edey providing some help over the top right there, and then he clears the rebound, and the outlet pass leads to a pull-up 3 by Wills. And of course, the rim protection at that size again averages a block a game. If you're in the paint, you need to know where Zach Edey is. And off the offensive rebound by Chris Boucher, he just gets it swatted. All right, so this play isn't even about Zach Edey. This was just a beautiful play by the Memphis Grizzlies, and I've seen them use Iverson cuts in their offense, and they get into pick and rolls, and it just opens up so much for their offense. So here they run slob. Iverson goes. Slob is just an acronym for sidelines out of bounds. And Iverson cut is when you have 2 people on the elbows. You got Luke Kennard here, and you have Zach Edey here, and somebody's gonna cut this way off both of those screens. So Scottie Pippen is gonna come right here. Jake LaRavia, who was taking the ball out, you're gonna have 1 screen for him here by Luke Kennard. You're gonna have the same exact screen here by Zach Edey, and he's gonna cut across to the opposite slot. So whenever you see this is an Iverson cut. So then you got the slob, which is sidelines out of bounds. You got the Iverson, which is the Iverson cut, and then the go screen right here by Luke Kennard. And I love go screens because it has the defense thinking one thing when another thing is happening. So the defense is gonna sit like he's about to set an actual pick, but Luke Kennard does a nice job of pausing, like he's gonna set it. You see Jonathan Mobo stops for a second. I think this is AJ Lawson. He comes up like he's gonna defend that, but then Luke Kennard just gets right out of it. It causes them to trip over each other, and they get an open 3. But that is the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just drop there a little bit more, and I will see you guys next video. This is Nick. Peace.